Cristiano Paes. I'm a strength and conditioning coach, a private strength and conditioning coach for bobsleigh and skeleton here in Calgary. This is my TCM4 presentation, which is the portfolio evidence for the TCM4. This will be an Aspire story, and our main goal here is to be the leading private skeleton and bobsleigh training group in Canada. We're going to base this project in our core values, which is equality, accountability, dedication, and discipline. Also, our mission, which is to strive to be a better version of ourselves every day. Our mission is to become basically the same project that we're talking about here has been our mission for so long, which is to become the leading private skeleton bobsleigh training group in Canada. Our goal is to achieve all the NSOs and bobsleigh and skeleton testing standards, and also for those that are already there and they already have the standards, to have top performance internationally. Where do you want to be in the future? And that's the question I ask my athletes all the time. And for that, this year we're gonna have a little different approach, where we're gonna set up some goals early in the season before we start the off season, which will be in April. So in March, I'll be meeting with those athletes and trying to figure it out, their goals. They'll have a worksheet. They're gonna fill it up first, and then we'll see what happens with that. And those on this worksheet, we're gonna be looking for the long-term goals, what the athletes want to be in the end of the off-season training. If they, what the direction that they have in the sport and what they were looking for. And also, we're gonna be looking for short-term goals. What I want to be at the end of this month, what kind of results I want to have by the end of this month, and what exercise that I'm looking at to improve, and also the daily goals. What do I want to accomplish in my training session today, and what I'm struggling, what are the things that I should be working on and right now to improve my final results. Also, how do I plan on getting there? So we're going to be using first three processes in here, which will be the eliminate, automate, and delegate. All right, first will be the eliminate, which will be a change in our training system. So I'll be doing a training, a leadership athlete survey, and asking the athletes every year, what they're thinking about my system, things that they like to do, and things they like to see more, and also all the things that we've been working and if it's working for them. So we're gonna be doing first is gonna be a brainstorm. So we'll be two projects, and the first step will be a brainstorm where the athletes will be putting positives and negatives about the system, about the training environment, or the athletes' attitudes, and after that we're gonna rank all those. The athletes I'm gonna collect all this information and rank them myself and get the top 10 most common things that shows up, send back to the athletes, and then the athletes will be ranking themselves to see if we talk the same language. After the eliminating part, I would like to be creating a winning mindset in the athletes. And this part is a very challenge part. And with that, we're going to be automating. Well, we already been using Dropbox for a few things. Like for example, here we have a training log where the athletes fill it up some information daily, how much they're sleeping, what the quality they're sleeping, nutrition, training, emotional, psychology, and the little comments. So this is basically a training daily log, say what they're expecting for that, what they're doing that day. Before, I used to send the training programs on a PDF format by email, and the athletes will print that program and fill it up, and I only see at the end of the month or every 4 weeks, I will see how they're doing. But now I'm trying to change a little bit, and by automating, and this is how the mesocycle will look like. And hopefully the athletes will be buying in and embracing better the process. I created a spreadsheet where the athletes can upload all their information daily. So, like for example, here and on Monday, you have all the information that they put it on, and it will show the total numbers that they done in that day. After the second week will be the same. So the goal is to always increase the numbers, all right, and keep improving. And that way they have the sense of that they're improving, they're getting better daily, they're getting better every week, and hopefully with that they can embrace a little more and be in charge of their process and be in charge of their evolution. And what are the tactics that'll help my team to get there? So this is another part that we have in trouble, and that's the hardest part of tracking and to make athletes to buy in and embrace the process. You'll see before the athletes fill it up pretty good, and then when you get here, you see that it's not happening. So we have some numbers from the first week, second week, and nothing in the third week, nothing in the fourth week. Same thing goes over here. I don't know what happened, if the athletes be filling up or not, or they just didn't have the patience for, or I heard some athletes saying that they don't have time for that. But I wanted them to see it that at the end of the week, their numbers are increasing or not, right? Look, for example, in here, you see that the numbers stop, but because we don't have any numbers in here, so now we don't know what's going on, right? And that's one of the hardest part for us. With that, we're gonna have a timeline as well that we're gonna be looking at those OKRs and the scoreboards. We have a few scorecards that I'll be using, and we're trying to see if the results are growing together, if they're in the right line from those goal settings that we done earlier in the season. And with that, that creating that sense of they're improving, they're getting used to test, and then they're we'll be testing their KPIs, and we'll be looking for some mock races, and I'll be uploading those testing results in a Dropbox so they can see what they done in July 2014, October 2014, so that way they can see exactly what their body are changing, what's going on. And also here we have a body composition chart and a graphic where they show the athletes of the improvements, if they're going up or not, what's going on, and then we'll compare those charts with those trainings with those mock races and the KPI testing results, and we'll see if we're going what kind of pattern we have. All right, so and that way we'll create an environment that puts the athletes in a competition test like situation, and make available those test results, and the athletes can see the improvements, and they can be paying more attention on details, small details, and things that we should be looking at. And the other thing that I would like to implement as well, that I never done, I done a little bit in the past, but I like to see more often now, is some checkpoints and one-on-one meetings, meeting with the athletes and show them what's going on. All right, so I'll be taking notes from different athletes and different training sessions, and bring it up those training notes, what the results that we had, and those training logs that are waiting on Dropbox, that I'll be checking them consistently. Also with the notes that I've been looking at in the athletes daily, that can be from things that happen in environment, or or their technique, or the lack of it, and many other things. So with that, we'll be looking for gaps, and in the trying to identify the gap, those reasons for those gaps, and then put some corrections in place. And also compare testing results with physical changes, and look the same if those gaps are in the same places of those changes, and where do we need to go and how we gonna get there, right? So and that can be from equipment, from the environment, the psychological, the athletic ability, the tactics, the technique, the biomechanics, so many other things that we're gonna be looking at. But once again, I like to see that more happen more often, and check with the athletes more often, so we keep going in that pattern. And also well, in the moment, I'm a solo guy, so it's me and the aliens. But I'll be looking for experts and that athletes can hire. And like with a physiotherapist, we already have someone in place that I think that they should be hiring. Some people that I believe that will be adding to the process, nutritionists, massage therapists, past athletes that retired and then are not in the sport anymore. So those athletes can tell them what they're done well and how they got there, and things that they done wrong that they shouldn't be doing. So this the exchange of information hopefully will help my athletes to get the final results that we're looking for. And my goal is to improve it, to get more athletes, to keep the group getting bigger and bigger. And I already see early signs of those successes, right? So we had 9 athletes in 2018. This year I worked with 12 athletes in 2019. And the way it looks like for 2020, I've been talking to, for now, 5 different athletes. I'm already starting working with 2 new athletes. So we are 14 right now. And it looks like it will be 17 athletes that I've been working with next year. And at the end of the day, I would like to thank ACD for bringing me in and show me all the little things that I was doing already. But now I have a timeline, I have more structure, and everything makes more sense. Right? Everything comes along. Okay, where's the next step? Where should I go from here? Also, my leadership skills is been improving a lot. I've been way better. This is when I decide to take this program, and my main goal is to improve myself in a Canadian way. How I can be coaching Canadian athletes the way that the Canadian institution was taught about it, because all my education comes from Brazil, and for me it was a little bit difficult in the beginning, but I've been coaching in Canada now for 15 years, and I've been doing most of the things that we see in the ACD, but not the way that I've been doing the last year. And I really enjoy the course so far, and I hope I continue growing and learning and making Canadian athletes better and better. This is the goal, and we're here to learn and to improve. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions for me, you would like to hear a little bit more about, and I hope it's clear enough that you guys can understand what we're looking at here. All right. Thank you very much. Until next time.